Let's listen in.
The nays are 214, with one answering present. The bill is passed.
President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill just squeaked through the House of Representatives by a single vote, 215 to 214, after an all-night session and weeks of political wrangling. So what's actually in the bill? What does it mean for you, and what are the chances it becomes law? Let's break it down. The bill marks a major win for both President Trump and House Speaker Mike Johnson, who promised it would pass before Memorial Day. Here are the key provisions. Trump tax cuts extended. The 2017 tax cuts get a new lease on life and go even further. The bill eliminates taxes on tips and overtime pay. $1.5 trillion in spending cuts. Big cuts target programs like Medicaid and food stamps, also known as SNAP. Medicaid work requirements are back on the table. Clean energy rollbacks. It repeals tax credits for clean energy that Democrats passed in 2022. More military and border security spending. The bill pours hundreds of billions into the military and border enforcement, including new funding for mass deportation plans. Debt ceiling raised by $4 trillion. Yes, it lifts the debt ceiling, buying the federal government more time, but raising serious budget questions. SALT deduction cap raised. And after a last-minute deal, the state and local tax deduction cap jumps to $40,000 for households making under $500,000. This wasn't a slam dunk. All Democrats voted no, joined by 2 Republicans, Thomas Massie of Kentucky and Warren Davidson of Ohio. One GOP lawmaker, Andy Harris of Maryland, voted present. In the end, the margin was razor thin. To get it across the finish line, Republican leaders added a 42-page amendment designed to win over holdouts with targeted tweaks. The Rules Committee worked more than 21 hours straight to get it done. Several Republican senators are already demanding big changes, especially to the cuts to Medicaid and food assistance. And while the bill is moving through the reconciliation process, meaning it only needs a simple majority, there's no guarantee all GOP senators will support it in its current form. Here's the bottom line. Independent analysts, including Moody's and the Penn-Wharton budget model, estimate the bill would add around $4 trillion to the national debt over the next decade. That's largely because the revenue lost from tax cuts outweighs the savings from spending cuts, according to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. The White House argues the bill will spur economic growth and pay for itself. But most economists say the math doesn't add up. Supporters claim the bill will fight inflation by boosting take-home pay and job creation. But critics say the tax cuts could actually make inflation worse, by increasing demand at a time when the economy is already running hot. It's a tug of war. Tax cuts and defense spending raise demand while safety net cuts lower it. The net effect on inflation? Still up for debate. To recap, the House passed Trump's bill by 1 vote. It cuts $1.5 trillion in spending but adds about $4 trillion to the deficit. It now heads to the Senate, where major changes are expected. So, is this bill on a fast track to becoming law? Not quite. It's a major milestone, but the fight is far from over. We'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.